The Conbini Boys. They're the Conbini Boys. They're the Conbini Boys.
Hey, Mike.
Hey, Mad. How's it going?
It's going really great now that we're finally back here, Mike. Gosh, it's been months. It's been months since we got back on the pod here talking Conbini.
Yeah, it's been a long time. It's been a long time, pal. I think the two of us look considerably older. And if you want to check it out, check us out on YouTube. We've put our videos of these things on YouTube, everybody.
Yeah, check us out on you. You think I look older? My hair went gray when I was 35, which was very sad for me. So I can't.
No.
I don't think I can look any older than I do.
You look younger. I think I look considerably older. I haven't looked in the mirror. This is the first time I've seen my own face in 3 months. This is the only time I ever get to look in the mirror because that's what my day-to-day life is like.
Well, that's sad if that's true. I hope you have access to mirrors, But yeah, it has been a long time. Things have really quieted down. I stopped writing the newsletter. I'm sorry, especially to the couple paid subscribers. You can't trust Substack writers unless they're real. Let's face it. And I let everybody down. I was an important news source in the written form, in addition to the spoken form we have here. And, I dropped the ball. We did have tweets going on. We did hit a milestone on Twitter, which was good. With 10,000 followers on Twitter now, Mike.
Yeah. Amazing. And I'd like to say, these people, they're probably following you, but they're also supporting, in many ways, Matt, Twitter. And, I'm sure that people aren't too angry that you've taken some time to, relax and, out of your daily schedule.
Yeah, I got a busy schedule of, playing Star Wars Survivor. And actually, I've been reading a lot. I have been reading a lot of books. I don't just sit around and play Halo, like all the kids do. It's not Halo anymore. Fortnite. I don't sit around and play Fortnite. We're busy. We're both busy. We got jobs. You have a kid.
I do. For now. We'll see. Like I said, I haven't seen a mirror in three months, man.
All right. Well,
this is maybe the worst open we've ever had, I gotta say. I'm sorry.
We're a little rusty. We're a little rusty here. We got to get on the range. Tune it up.
Tune it up, man. But all of that said, it's great to see you. I'm glad to be talking Conbini today.
Yeah, Mike. And, it's hard to believe we've been doing this podcast since March 2020. Started around COVID.
Wow.
It was a COVID project. Everybody remember COVID? And I don't think we've ever done an Oden episode. We've never really dived deep into the world of Oden, the mysterious world of Oden. We've told the stories about our respective introductions to Oden, but we've never really taken our audience through the majesty of items that floats inside that tank, Mike. And, we wanted to spend some time today really doing that. But maybe before we go into the actual items, because, that's a whole journey.
Yeah.
Maybe it is worth, reminding our listeners, how many years you got under your belt with Oden now, Mike?
Well, it's as long as I've been in Japan, Matt. You know this story. Our listeners probably told it 15 times now, I'd say. But I'll do it again because it's such an important part of my Japanese, aka Conbini journey. I first came to Japan. I was living up in Suzu, where we both used to live in the Ishikawa prefecture, and I went to a convenience store. And I remember this terrible smell. It was just awful. I was like, oh, what is that smell? And I found out it's the Oden. And that smell always freaked me out. It's just the smell of, dashi, just like long stewed dashi, this kind of like weird off-putting smell. But I don't know what happened. I was in Japan for about 6 months, 8 months or something. One day, I don't know what it was. I rolled in the Conbini, and that day it just kind of clicked for me, Matt. I don't know what it was, but it was something about I want to get That,
Can't explain
you
it.
know, daikon
Mm,
soaked in that, stewed in that oden. I just, something about that day, I thought I'm going to give it a try. I did, and I've never looked back, Matt.
never look
How
back.
about you?
Well, again, I'm similarly. I've told the story many times. I was not as I did not have your kind of enlightenment,
Hmm.
your natural wisdom. I
Yeah.
had to be pushed into
Hmm.
Oden by you. It was in Kanazawa. I had avoided the tank for 3 years up until that
Hmm.
point. I too was, pretty nervous around it.
Hmm.
You just got this stew that's been sitting there for who knows how long. I have a theory actually that all Oden stew comes from a mother stew that's been simmering for centuries somewhere in or around Kyoto, probably inside of a temple. And this is where all dashi Oden comes from. And it gives that kind of rotting stink to
Hmm.
it.
Oh yeah.
And, also the etiquette. I didn't know how you actually went about ordering.
Getting it? Yeah.
You got to get your
Good point.
bucket and fill it
Gotta
up.
get your bucket. Yeah.
And, well, it was winter in Kanazawa, Mike, and I was living in one of the crappiest apartments of all time, which I then handed over to you.
Hmm.
Regret I did that. But,
Hmm.
concrete walls, just no insulation. And I was trying to see how long I could go before purchasing a kerosene heater. So I was literally freezing in my apartment.
Yeah.
And, he said, get some Oden.
Hmm.
And so worked up the courage, went up to the tank and fished some stuff out of there. It was probably daikon, I don't know,
Hmm.
an egg or something.
Oh yeah.
And I gotta say, man, first bite, instantly regretted the 3 years I had not worked that tank. It is
Hmm.
just a great experience. It is delicious. It is scary.
Hmm.
It is still scary.
Still
But,
scary.
hopefully over the course of the next few minutes, we're going to make it a little less scary for our listeners and get them to dip their toes
Hmm.
into the Oden tank, Mike. And,
Okay.
I think we gotta pull it up on screen here. I got a view here,
Yeah.
Mike. I'm looking through the Jim Webb telescope, Mike, and I got a whole goddamn galaxy.
Yeah, I was gonna say, Matt. Oh boy, you
There
were
it
saying
is.
people would be less scared. I'd say our viewers on YouTube, some people might be more scared. But like you said, we are looking at intergalactic matter right now.
The key thing you got to know about Oden is, yes, you don't know what these things are, but nobody else does either. I mean, Mike, let's just do some quick math. We're probably looking at, let's see, one, two, three, four, five, six. We got 26 items here from
Hmm.
Lawson in the Oden tank. What
Yeah.
what percent of these do you actually know what they are? You could actually explain what we're eating. How many do you think?
Like to a T.
Yeah.
Um, that's a very good point. Keep going up. Keep going up. I think it would be only the tofu, the konnyaku, and probably like anything on a stick. Everything
Just
besides that, I could like I'd have a rough guess, and we're probably gonna do some rough guessing here. But
rough guessing.
some of the it's yeah, I would advise our listeners to check this out on YouTube or just like Google, like Lawson Oden and then click on whatever comes first because it's really impressive. Like the variety of sort of shapes and textures and well, not really textures, but like colors. Yeah, all right, Matt. So yeah, let's start at the top
You want to go to
because
okay? Yep.
I think we
Okay.
we know what these things are for
Well, the
sure.
first two are kind of the entry level. We got the daikon, which is
Hmm.
radish,
Oh
very
yeah.
tasty. That's a
Oh
great.
yeah.
That's your
Mm.
T-ball. That's
Yeah.
where you start, everybody.
Hmm.
That's your first ball at the driving range. The
Hmm.
daikon, followed by the egg, close second, hard-boiled egg.
Hmm.
Who
Hmm.
doesn't like a nice hard-boiled egg?
Yeah. Then We get into the
Mm,
konnyaku. We've got the shirotaki, I think it's called. It's like the stringy konnyaku. And remember, konnyaku is potato, um, like gelatin. I think I forget
nobody
exactly.
knows. Nobody
Yeah.
knows.
But yeah, it's good and it's healthy and it's for you. And as we keep going, we're still in like, we're still in, how I feel like in YouTube, there's like recently you see all these things, they're called like the iceberg of something. It'll be like the iceberg of, like, I don't
The
know,
tip of the
like
iceberg.
the tip of the iceberg, and then you go deep into the iceberg. We're still at the tip here, Matt, because we've got uh, fried tofu. Okay, we've got normal like tofu.
Tofu.
We've got konnyaku, like a triangle of
Always
the
served as a triangle.
a triangle. That's right. And we have gyusuji, which is the uh, beef
Tendon.
tendon on a stick. I think everything in these 8 things we've just described are all very, very fair game, at least from where I'm concerned. I don't know about you.
Well, it's you've been in Japan for you're an Oden veteran here.
Yeah.
I'm thinking about the tourist walking into to Lawson, picking up a
Okay.
bucket, and
Mm-hmm.
what's on their mind. I gotta say, if I'm looking at that shirataki, which
Mm-hmm.
is that
Mm-hmm.
rope
Mm-hmm.
of it looks like a fisherman,
Mm-hmm.
just tied up his rope for the day and slapped it back on the deck, but that's edible. I'd be nervous that was like a sea creature,
It's a
not
good point.
a vegetable. How can that be
That's
a vegetable? What is that? How can that be a vegetable?
Well, no, it's not really. I mean, it's like gluten from a potato. I forget what exactly it is, but it's like you like, I don't know. It comes from a potato somehow. I will say this, Matt. One thing, just a brief comment in passing. Can you go up a little bit?
Yeah.
I never really liked daikon until I ate it in Oden, because daikon is very hard and it's hard to like cook it well, unless you're
Amen.
really into like vegetables, like you really like eat a lot of vegetables.
Amen.
It's very hard, and but the way it happens, they stew it forever in this Oden, and it gets so soft. It's like it's just barely holding it together, and you bite in, has this like nice, oh, it's just out of this world. But as opposed to that, konnyaku is like
Mm,
impenetrable. It's
it
it
is.
there it doesn't have a hole in it. I mean, this thing, it's been stewed in there for years upon
Oh
years,
boy.
and there's no like, there's none of that juice getting in there. It's all like keeping out. Sorry, Matt. So that was
No,
a
it's
little off.
true. Well, it's rubber. You bite into
Mhm.
konyaku, it's you're biting into rubber. It's bouncy. And when
Yeah,
you
it's
throw that
bouncy.
against a wall, it's gonna bounce off the wall, right? Probably,
Yeah,
right?
good point. Yeah.
And beef tendon, again, Mike, you've been in Japan for you've been stewing in
True.
the Oden tank for a long time now. I'm telling you, you look at that beef tendon the first time, you're freaking out.
That's a
Now, if
good
you
point.
you might recognize that as beef, and if
Mhm.
you got a choice between the shirataki sea creature and the thing
Mhm.
that kind of looks like meat, you're probably going for the meat stick.
Yeah.
But you bite into that, and that too is a little rubbery. That's not going down. That's not ribeye. That's not a prime rib right there. That's beef tendon. And but Mike, we got to talk about some of the black cat. We'll get to
Oh,
the
well,
sack and okay. You want to talk
I was
beef
gonna
tendon?
say no, I was gonna say if we're talking entry level, Matt, how about a
A
wiener?
wiener.
How about a sausage in
Wiener.
there?
Yeah, of course. You got to get the wiener. Yeah, I mean, it is what it is. You don't need to worry about this. This is an actual wiener. This is a sausage.
It is a sausage. And talking about the penetrable, impenetrable, conundrum, this is a whole, question in itself, because some juice gets in there. The thing is, once it gets in, it can't get out. And so when you bite into that thing,
Whew, it's a gusher.
yeah, get the mops out. Sorry, Matt. Keep going.
There's so many. I got
Oh boy. Oh dear.
some of them. Okay. Uh, does anybody? Oh boy, where do you go from here? The tsumide.
Sumire.
Now, for our listeners, what you're looking at here is mostly, you know, this is like, we need a geologist out here, We this is this is not, it's got
Mm,
it's meat,
yeah,
definitely
apparently.
meat. It's a kind of
Mm,
meat ball.
yeah.
But it's
Hmm.
one of those where you know what's in there.
No
It's
idea.
whatever's left over after making the sausage.
Hmm.
That's going into the
The
semide.
sumire. Yep, I
Yep.
agree. And it's really hard to tell. I mean, I've had sumire. It's almost like the equivalent of like oh, what is the like breakfast meat that's like just like the most sort of like hard and nasty. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh, oh,
Scrapple. No, not
yes,
scrapple.
chip,
It's
chip,
scrap
something chip,
chip
scrapple,
chip. I don't know. Anyways, it's all right. Sorry. Yeah, scrapple maybe. I don't know. But yeah,
scrapple.
chip beef. Not chip beef. Okay. Anyways, all right. Let's talk about something that's good. I have to point out chikuwa. This is something I'm afraid of. Chikuwa's the like fish cake that's a long thing that has a hole in the middle of it. We've got two varieties of chikwa here. One looks like just truly alien, like diseased. It's got like the bubbles. I guess that's the botan. It's like fried chikwa, maybe that's where it gets those buttony sort
Oh,
of
is
things
that what
from.
happens? Oh, okay.
I don't know. And then we've got um the yaki chikwa, and this one's zen yaki. The whole thing's fried. I don't know what's going on,
So you
Matt.
don't like chicoa?
I'm not a fan of chikwa. Are
So
you a
actually,
chikwa guy?
I'm a chicoa guy. I,
Oh,
you know, I know the first time you look at it,
oh
and it
boy.
really that, especially the botan where you got those bubbles popping up. I mean, we've all played The Last of Us, and that really does
Right.
look like a bloater, you know.
Hmm. Hmm.
But I think chicoa is good. I almost always slap one of those in the bucket when I go
Ooh,
because
okay.
it's ground up fish
Sure. Yeah.
shaped into a tube. Why? Nobody knows. And
Right.
then it's kind of sweet, which is weird because it's fish,
Hmm.
but
Hmm.
it's nice. It is chewy. It's rubbery. There's a lot
I
of
agree.
rubber in that Oden tank, isn't there? A lot of
There is,
rubber.
but I will say Chiqua. I do think in general for most people would be like a safe bet. It's just something with me. I just don't like that like sweet fish flavor. I don't know. But I totally see what you're saying.
Sweet fish flavor. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
All right.
one that I think people probably are nervous around,
Oh yeah.
but they got to get over it. That's the
Hmm.
mochi sack, Mike. The
Oh
mochi
boy.
sack, and there's a little
Mm.
coin purse in there, and inside the purse, the purse is made out of a fried tofu,
Hmm.
and then inside you get a mochi, like a chewy, sticky ball of mochi, and that too,
Hmm.
that thing soaks up the juice.
Oh yes,
Like
sir.
that thing is just like a water. But you pick that thing up. They say tungsten is the densest material on the like a cube of tungsten. It's like 5 tons or something. This thing, I'm telling you, you got to lift weights before you fish this thing out of the tank. This it gets heavy.
It does. And this is one note about if you are going to try and get in there and get your own Oden. Careful with this guy because you can break him, and you got to be a little bit careful. You don't want to get in that the ladle and you start slapping this thing too hard. You're gonna break the seal, and that's just no good at all. Some of these things you got to be a little bit careful. Another thing I'd like to point out, Matt, if you can go down to the left, another similar example, the rolled cabbage. You got to be a little careful with that guy
Oh,
too.
so good.
Very good. Yes. This is actually, I think this would also pretty
Great entry level
safe.
item.
Yeah. The rolled cabbage, but you got to be careful. You don't want to start batting that thing around. It gets crazy. Um, Matt, sorry, I'm kind of on a roll here, but I just want to point out one that I've never touched, and that's the Han Pen, Matt. The Han Pen, and this is like a white foam. I think I've never eaten
Oh,
it. It's
I've
like
never had it.
it's like a hardened foam I assume it's fish cake because that's like probably
Hmm.
70% of what, these things end up being, or mochi of some sort. I don't know. Do you have any idea what this is?
No, I had not heard of Hanpen before we got on. It's possible I've seen Hanpen. It's like the NPC of Oden items, just sort of a blank, empty shell floating in the tank amongst the sea of more interesting characters. Um, yeah, I gotta believe that's got. I don't know. I don't know if it would be a fish cake though. Would it be? What
I
else
don't
could it be?
I don't know what it is. I'm gonna send you a picture of it in the wild here.
I'm surprised it maintains. It can't possibly maintain that white color in the
Oh, it
stew.
does. It does, my friend, and it sticks out because it's just this big
Oh, it
flappy.
floats.
Yeah, you see in this picture? You see in this picture now?
Okay.
Look at this thing. It's hard to miss.
No, that it's that big.
Well, this is. I think they're just kind of.
Oh,
This is
they
kind of
blew
a
it up.
freak pen, but no, they're
Oh, I
big and they
see.
stick out. And I don't. I'm not.
It's a good image, actually. This is an actual. This is a live Oden tank
Man, it
from
is.
where? What is this? 7-Eleven or something? And you can see, as you
Oh,
approach it, you can understand how you could be nervous going into this thing because you got
oh
so
yeah.
much floating in there, and they're not like they don't separate the species, you know.
Mm-mm.
So you gotta wade through. If you want that sausage, you're gonna be banging around some chico in there. You're gonna
Yeah.
have to interact with stuff you may not be comfortable with. Looks like they got some kombu back there too, Mike. Is that
Oh,
back right?
kombu
Kombu?
roll. Now that's. I would recommend some kombu roll. It's just kind of rolled,
I didn't even know you
fresh
could eat. You
kombu.
can eat kombu, just stewed kombu.
Well, if you stew it long enough, that's the whole idea behind Oden, right?
That's right. They start stewing this in probably April for the winter season. Man, but you can see as you look into this, you can't tell what any of this really is, right?
No, no.
Even back left, there's some stringy stuff. What the
Oh my
hell is
gosh.
that? That
I
looks.
don't know.
I think somebody fucked up and banged something around a little too hard back there.
Yep.
Maybe a shirataki
Yep. Shirataki out
unraveled.
of control. Yep. Mm,
Oh, I think I got
man.
a scrambled egg in there too. Is that what that is?
Oh yeah, we're looking at yeah, omelets.
Omelets,
Now
another great
that's
one.
yeah, yeah.
And look at
That,
those wieners, just wow,
oh
saluting
boy. Just
from the tank.
saluting.
At attention.
I'll tell you, Matt. All right, I'm going to tell you right now. In closing, this is my go-to. I get one
Okay.
daikon. I get one mochi bag. I
Mm,
get one shirataki. Shirataki. I get one normal uh, konnyaku. I get one of the tofus, and then I'm
mm,
out of there, Matt. That's my
nice.
go-to right there.
We got to talk one more thing though, and that's mustard.
Oh, oh yes, sir. Yes, you're damn right. That's like it's the hidden ingredient, tying everything together.
Tying everything together and masking all the gnarly flavors that are in that oden. So yeah, they serve it with karashi mustard, which
Hmm.
is it has kind of, if you're not, it's not like the mustard we know here in the West,
Hmm.
Dijon. Actually, it's probably closer to a Dijon than it is to a yellow because it gets that, it's like wasabi. If you take a little bit of it, it's gonna blow through your nose. It's
Mm.
gonna blow your head off.
Look,
And if
damn
you are
right.
you you do a little mustard every bite, or what's your play?
Yeah, I'm a mustard. I like mustard on everything. The only thing I wouldn't put mustard on is like the gyu suji. So like the everything else,
You like the
pretty much
natural
down the
flavor
line.
of the.
I'm just no, I just putting the mustard right on there, dipping. I'm a dipping
Oh,
guy.
you're dipping. Okay.
I'm a
Um,
dipper.
I guess there's one.
How about
There's
you?
one. Oh, I'm every single bite. Oh yeah. But
Oh yeah.
so I kind of paint it on. I don't dip. I
Oh.
get the chopstick. I get a little swipe, a little
Hmm.
Bob Ross there, just kind of dusting my brush.
Okay,
And then I
sure.
paint a little bit on because it is a powerful flavor and I want to be in control. If I dip, I feel like I might get too much.
Well, that's the thing. When I dip, usually I mean like I got a little juice in there too, so it's kind of just kind
Ooh.
of like a.
Oh, and that
You
kind of.
see what I'm saying?
Oh, see. God damn it. That is smart. You're diluting it with the dashi to
Just a little
cool it
bit, but
off.
this is not a special technique. This is just something that I have come to do. I don't know if this is a widespread technique.
There is one cool thing, Lawson is putting a bunch of stuff from, I guess, Okinawa in their
Okay.
Oden tank, and a couple
Mm.
like tofu, Okinawa tofu, whatever that is, soba.
Mm.
But then they got something here called tabichi,
Mm.
and it's a pig's foot.
Mm.
Now,
Mm.
that definitely not an entry level item,
No.
but Japan does like pig's feet. And I had not had pig's feet until I went to Japan. Pig's feet are actually, I think, very tasty.
Yeah.
It's mushy, it's soft, it's gelatinous. But
Hmm.
I was, but you gotta believe
Yeah.
the pig's foot is influencing the flavor of the rest of the tank. How could it not? You know,
Oh, no doubt. Yeah.
especially when again, there are some water balloons in here, but
Oh my
you
gosh.
think this Tsuyoshimi Ganmo, whatever that
Oh
is,
yeah.
this
Oh,
thing's
that's.
just like this thing's like this is a sponge. This thing's just gonna be pipe full of pig's foot juice. You bite into that thing, it's just it's like
Yeah.
the big wave.
Yeah. It tends to. Yeah, it's best not to think like that because it's just there's so much happening there. I mean, it's like a whole culture to itself, that juice in there, that
Oh, the chew.
all of these things mixing together. And if you start thinking about it too much, it's
Don't
it's
think
hard
about it.
to.
Yeah, you just
Yeah,
gotta go
like you
right in
said,
there.
just go in. Best to don't think about it. Just start picking out. Just start picking out and believe that what you pick up is probably going to be good. I will say, there's not much in here that you could pick up that would be bad if you were like
Oh, that's true.
blindfolded and
That's
people are
true.
just putting it in your mouth to eat.
I
So,
agree.
it's almost more of like your eyes can be deceiving, I think, when it comes to the Oden tank. So, you know, just keep an
Keep an open mind.
open mind. Yeah.
All right. Well, we finally did it, Mike. We walked everybody through Oden.
Yeah, I think we made a good case for Oden finally, and I think I'm gonna be interested to see. I would imagine probably 70% of our listeners who before had never had Oden are
Go
probably
try
gonna
it.
go
And
out and get
something I do
Oden.
regret, I never went to an Oden restaurant, which I bet is really good.
Oh, yes, is actually very, very, very good. Yeah,
Yeah.
and there you can get some really probably one of the most disgusted I've ever been in Japan is baigai. Baigai, kind of like a conch shell, um, uh, snail, like sea snail, basically.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I don't know what you call it. Just like, yeah, like a big twisty
Yes,
sea.
it's the one thing I struggled. One of the few things I really struggled to eat in Japan.
Okay. So and they can get big. And Oden is one place where they have them. And I went to this place and got Oden, and someone was like, here, you should have the buy guy. And it was just this huge buy guy, Matt. And stewed. And this thing comes out, and I was just like, holy
Well, the
crap.
thing that grossed me out of it, there's I think it's almost like a poo sack,
Yeah.
and they don't remove it, and so eventually you get to this really bitter, gritty part
Mhm.
of it, and that's what I don't think I've ever had Bai Guy like something huge, but I've had
Mhm.
plenty of small snails that you kind of fish out with a toothpick, and they don't, at least the way I've had them, they don't it's not like escargot where it's like covered in butter and garlic and stuff. It's just like
Mhm.
steamed or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or in that case, the Oden broth. But yeah, that's gross.
Yeah, I'll try to find a picture. Anyways, all right, sorry. Okay, sorry. Let's go on, Matt. I think it's time to go on.
Let's do it.
But okay, so quick run over to the Chicky Wars, Matt. We are going. We did go pretty hard there. Let's just run through the Chicky Wars real quick. I think we talked about that for like 30 minutes. Hold on. All right, I'm sharing here, Matt, and boom, Chicky Wars, Lawson. We've got the Karage-kun Kolgon chicken foo. This is the golden chicken foo, Matt.
Yeah.
This is Kolgon chicken honetsuki. Wait a second, Matt. Wait a second. Is this what I think it is?
I don't know.
So
I couldn't figure it out.
We know Lawson around the holiday seasons releases a bone-in chicken.
It's bone season.
And we know that that's called the Kolgon chicken. So I think, Matt, this is the bone-in chicken style Karage-kun. So it's just like what Karage-kun already is, which is just like boneless chicken meat. I don't know, Matt. What do you think about this?
I think this is very deceptive because the whole point of the Kolgon chicken is the bone.
Yeah.
But now we're getting the foo. You always got to be careful when you see that foo kanji. It's the one for wind.
Mm-hmm.
Once you see that foo kicking around, you got to be very skeptical of whatever they're pushing. And so there's no way they're putting a bone on the Karage-kun. It's not like you're going to be, picking up a chicken nugget with a little bone attached to it. It'd be ridiculous. So this is in the style of bone-in chicken, which, like you said, just means like plain chicken, right?
Yeah, exactly. So what do we think about this? They say, they've reproduced that bone-in golden chicken flavor again, and with the various spices. So I don't know. I guess I'm interested. Sort of.
The package is really good.
It is really nice. Look at that guy.
It's a golden Karage-kun holding a piece of bone-in chicken. I'll let it out.
Well, we'll see. All right. Well, Matt, I think that ends this.
All right, Mike. So, hey, we've been off for a while and we were talking to the EPs and, we're mixing up the format, everybody.
We're mixing it up, all right.
We hate putting together that damn scoreboard. You got to count. Imagine counting 122 items from 7-Eleven. I'm just kidding. Sucks. Actually, they give you the number. But Lawson failing, you actually have to count, everybody.
You do.
So we're getting rid of it because it sucks. It's the same every week. 7-Eleven, 100 items. Family Mart, 30 items. We're done with it. Now we're expanding the winners and losers because this is our favorite segment. This is what we like doing. So we're going to do more of this.
Yeah.
We're changing it to items of the week.
Mm-hmm.
Items of the week, everybody. All right. This is my favorite part of the podcast. I love opening up. Me too. All right. We're going to start with, now you've got a few here, Mike. We've expanded this. We're growing the size of this segment because we both like it.
Yep.
And Mike, my favorite part of every episode is clicking your link to the loser.
Yeah.
Oh.
I imagine you.
I can't believe it.
This has got to be on your list too as well, Matt. I would be very surprised if you haven't picked this up. I will say, just the title, I was instantly intrigued. Spicy pepperoni stick. No joke. That's something that I would probably like. But then you see the picture. And what is this, Matt? What exactly are we looking at here?
I was more confident in explaining some of those Oden items, Mike. And in fact, I did pick, this is my, we got to talk about this item. God, 7-Eleven's got to stop with the pizza. Walk us through it, Mike. What are we looking at? Do your best.
I'll try my best. Okay. Again, ladies and gentlemen, spicy pepperoni stick. It's almost like they They felt like they couldn't use the word pizza, but they really wanted to. So, all right, Matt, we're looking at a bread, Matt. Apparently, this bread, the width is about the size of one pepperoni, and the length is about the length of maybe 5 pepperonis. I'd say, Matt. Would you say that that's a fair assessment?
No, I have no idea. Well,
Who
the
knows
slices of pepperoni cover the entire top, so I think we can say confidently the width of the stick is the diameter of a pepperoni.
Yes. Yeah. Exactly. Then, Matt, we have some sauce, which you would assume would be pizza sauce. It looks like we have some onions, and these pepperonis have been just blasted from to all hell. I mean, these things are blackened. They've been burnt. I guess this is a toasted item. I assume it's in the bread section, so I don't know, Matt. What do you see here? Because I just see one of the weirdest looking little like pieces of crap I've ever seen.
Mike, I'll tell you. There's one item. There's cheese on this. I think.
Oh, you think so?
Oh, you don't think that's cheese?
Oh, that stuff on top, that sprinkling of junk.
The sprinkling of stuff on the pepperoni. Oh, or you think that's blisters from the overcooking?
That's what I thought, but now that you're saying that,
well,
I would imagine
okay,
it would be cheese.
Now,
it would be.
Hold on now. In between the pepperoni, now there are 3 slices of pepperoni, and there's space in between each one, and I only see sauce and onions, no evidence of what I think is cheese.
That's right.
And so how could you possibly just sprinkle cheese on those 3 pepperoni slices? That would be impossible. So that's got to be blistered pepperoni. That's not cheese. Which is why they didn't call it pizza. That's why they called it a stick. No cheese.
Spicy pepperoni stick, Matt. Yeah. Spicy. Remember.
Spicy. There's nothing. You think this is spicy?
I don't know. I don't see any spiciness here. I don't want to eat this. I sort of can imagine what it tastes like, but it's a mystery. All right, Matt.
This is one of those where this pizza in Sims 2 looks more appetizing than this. All right. Moving on.
Now, I want to see something that you've got.
All right, my loser for this week, Mike, and this is a weird one. And we're at 7-Eleven, Mike, and we're looking at something called I don't know how to pronounce this. Bear with me, everybody. They're calling this Tomaade, and now I had to double check this, even though it's visually obvious on the package. But this is, in fact, I believe, 50-50 tomato juice lemonade, tomato and lemonade. It's a mix, Mike. 35% tomato juice and then 0.1% lemon juice. Wow, 0.1%. So not 50, but it's a combo of lemonade and tomato juice.
Matt, I actually picked this up. This is my 3rd item that I picked up that I wanted to show you. We're like on the same page. I didn't look into it that hard. I just looked for a second. I didn't realize it was a mix of tomato and lemonade.
Lemonade.
I thought it was more like the Gatorade or Powerade sort of thing, but this was a Tomaade is what
I was. I've been out of the game for a while, so my katakana, I was like, ooh, I don't know, that can't be what I think it is, but in fact, it says tomato and lemonade right there, everybody. Tomaado. Yeah, I don't know if this is going anywhere. Yeah, I can't imagine.
Yeah, I wish it was almost what I thought it was, which is like a tomato inspired like Powerade, like energy drink.
That's what I thought it was at first too. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So that you did okay.
Because the
name is Tomaade.
Yeah, you think it's the aid in Gatorade. No, it's the aid in lemonade.
I don't know about that. Lemon and I mean, I don't know. I don't see this going anywhere. I agree.
All right, amazing. So we do not sync up if we don't coordinate this. So somehow we've picked. There are hundreds of items. We're picking the same
Hundreds.
ones. All right. Well, we got some other interesting things here. Items of the week. Let's see. Let's take a look at something you. What?
This is my
Ooh.
again.
Ooh.
This is why I'm glad that we're now in the new generation, Matt. Not winners and losers, just our items of the week. Because this wouldn't be my winner, but this
No.
is I want to pick this up, Matt. This is the salt butter
Yep.
corn ramen from Mini Stop, Matt. And I think I wouldn't be surprised. I don't know how big in how far along the ramen culture is outside of Japan, but I wouldn't be surprised if some people would think butter,
Mm.
butter, like butter in your ramen, like what? Well, let me tell you, it's damn good. And I gotta say, this is so yeah, like butter is a legitimate, I mean, this is salt butter, but like butter is a legitimate flavor of ramen that you can find. And what goes better with butter? There's not much better that goes with butter than corn, Matt.
Corn.
Oh my God, corn. Yeah. And so this is just a ramen with just a ton of corn and butter and a little bit of chashu, I guess. But I just wanted to give a shout out. I feel like people sleep on the butter. Sometimes getting some butter and corn ramen is actually pretty good. So
I'll be honest. I've never had it. So my understanding of this is like a Hokkaido specialty, the butter corn ramen. Is that accurate?
Well, I don't know about that.
I thought it was a Sapporo thing.
Oh, it might be.
I have no. I don't. I'm speculating. I'm not sure, and I've never had it. I mean, Mike, we're doing dumb things here, like putting butter in coffee and telling people that's good. Yeah,
Butter in
explain
coffee.
it. Don't. We can't talk about it.
Okay.
But Mini Stop, not known for its ramen, it is nice to see it kind of cranking out something a little different on the ramen front too. I will say that chashu not looking so hot. That's pretty flimsy level. Looks like an afterthought. Looks like they went heavy on the noodle, heavy on the corn, skimpy on the chashu. And when you look at like a specialty 7-Eleven ramen, they usually don't skimp on the chashu. But no, it's everybody. When you go to Japan, you gotta, of course, eat a lot of ramen and explore. Don't just stick with one. Find everything. Go enjoy.
I will say one more thing that just got me thinking, Matt. Sorry, I know we're going long, but salt as like a flavor is something that like I never really thought about until you came to Japan. Just like it's salt flavor, salt flavored ramen. Like, you would never think salt would be like the main condiment, but it's like the main condiment in everything we eat. Yeah.
Once at a certain point in life, you can only eat the salt ramen because you try to saddle up to the tonkatsu table, and I'm telling you, man, you're just having a blowout. That's not happening. You hit 30, your tonkatsu days are done. You're hanging that jersey up. Yeah. You're done. It's over. It's from here forward. It's salt and soy sauce. Show you.
That's all you got. Yep. Butter's even pushing. All right, Matt. Go ahead.
All right. I can't even remember what some of these are. I got one here labeled it. Oh, okay. Oh, dear. So, yeah. All right. Yep. We don't need to talk a lot about this, but yeah, because I know. Well, this kind of brings you back to the Oden tank, though, doesn't it? A little bit. Because yeah. We got the cheese kamaboko. Kamaboko. I don't know if it's ever had a formal definition, but it's cheese kamaboko. We got some what look like either wieners, 5 wieners, tightly wrapped. I mean, these things are
very tightly
tight, and or string cheese. These could also pass for string cheese because they're white.
Yeah,
and it is kind of similar to string cheese, but Mike, this is of course fish cake sticks with cheese. That's the kamaboko part. And so, you could, as a tourist, you've done all your homework. You've learned katakana on the long flight over, and you see the cheese. You're excited. Ooh, something familiar. Looks like string cheese. I'm gonna roll the dice on this kamaboko here. Big mistake. Big mistake. You got ground up fish with cheese coming at you. Yeah, I can see it in your face. Yeah, you're just
You know how much I hate this because the chi tartar, man. I've talked about chi tartar a lot. Same thing. Just want cheese. We just want cheese at a reasonable price. Get all this fish out of here. I know some people, children like the cheese kamaboko, for example, little baby kids, like little baby children, maybe. Only people should be eating these. Any adult, you get some real cheese. If you want your fish, you'll get your fish. If you want your cheese, you'll get your cheese.
Never the two shall meet. I agree.
Never, right? Fish and cheese, except in a McDonald's fish sandwich. It's not a. It's the only time it should come together.
It's a terrible combo. All right, what else we got here? You got.
Yeah, that was.
This was the lemonade.
Toma-aid, yeah.
Toma-aid, amazing. And then
what else?
I guess I got one.
Shakalaka.
Boom shakalaka. I can't remember what this is. Oh, okay. So this is one. I'm glad we mixed this up, Mike. I'm glad we mixed up the format because I wanted to pick this one normally.
Oh, man.
But I gotta say, I was staring at the screen for a long time, and I can see you. You're zooming in too. You're sweating over there. This is looking damn good. I'm telling you. Oh boy, because we're at 7-Eleven, Mike, and we got a Donbury here, and I gotta say, this is the roast beef roast beef. But Mike, so we got thinly sliced roast beef. It looks like it's cooked, pretty well, maybe a smidge over medium rare. But then, I gotta say, Mike, they got some kind of, dare I say, jus.
Yes,
maybe even au jus.
Oh, dear.
Oh, man, just poured all over it. And then I think that's got to be some kind of horseradish cream or something. 7-Eleven doing it right with the roast beef Donbury here.
Out of this world, Matt. I did graze past this. I didn't stop long enough to see everything you're talking about, but this is a hell of a Don right here. I mean, this is I completely missed too. I thought this white when I first was looking at it, I was thinking it was like cream cheese or something.
Well, they don't explain what it is, so I can't say for sure that's a horseradish cream.
That would be the only thing that makes sense. And if it is that, so. This is almost, I mean, what is this, $5.80 for some Angus beef, Matt? I mean, that's a dome right there. What's that converted to, dollars right now? It's probably what, like a $1.50? That's how far the yen's fallen.
Tough.
It's just
monopoly money over there with anyway.
Yeah, I feel like I was making more money when I was 20 years old. All right.
So this, I mean, wow. I think this should become a standard Donbury, because then you have the West, because Japan already has a great beef Donbury, a classic. It's so good. It's a little sweet. Here, you get the Western style Donbury, that essentially prime rib shaved over rice with au jus. Yeah. I mean, how good is that? All right. Wow. Mike, we got one more thing to talk about. And
I don't.
Come on, let's do it quick. We got time here. This is we're going long. It's okay.
Wait, did you share your winner? Didn't
I?
What's your winner? I don't think you did.
What was my winner? Oh, the mini stop. Okay, real quick. No. Yeah, it's the mini stop handheld okonomiyaki. I'm sorry, not mini stop, Family Mart. So kind of nice little innovation here. Oh boy. And we all know okonomiyaki, and but Family Mart is mixing things up. What they've done is they've made this a handheld snack. And
Mm.
so, what you can do is just pop this open. Now, they do recommend you put it in the oven. It comes frozen, so this thing's going to be ripping hot. So, I'm not exactly sure
Mm.
how you're meant to hold it with your bare hand,
Mm.
but that's what they advise you to do. And I just thought this was a nice innovation because,
Mm.
if you think about some of the hot dog, for instance, that began as a sausage.
Yeah.
And then it made its way into the bun to serve the busy people of New York and Chicago.
Mm.
The burrito, of course, all of
Mm.
Mexican cuisine stuffed into a tortilla by Chipotle, just a
Mm.
fantastic evolution of a traditional cuisine. And, I just thought, oh, nice. Handheld okonomiyaki. That's innovative.
Never seen anything like this, Matt. I don't know.
I will say, it doesn't look like it's going to taste all that good.
Yeah, yeah. I've never a handheld okonomiyaki.
It's tough because when you think about okonomiyaki, it's messy.
It's messy and it's hot. I
It's
mean,
hot.
it'll melt you. But with the sort of wit they're giving this guy, I don't know, man. I mean, maybe you're
Hmm.
right. Maybe we're on the cusp of a okonomiyaki breakthrough where it
Yeah.
reaches the level of something like a Chipotle.
Who knows?
I could see it. It's very similar, in
Mm-hmm.
some ways.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Maybe we pitch that to some dumbass in Silicon Valley and they give us like $50
Oh
million,
yeah, man.
Matt, right?
The same with the taiyaki people making a killing out there right now.
Are you kidding me?
Oh, it's so frustrating. Yeah, these
All
taiyaki
right.
people making a killing.
It's
All right, now let's do. We got to talk about real quick. We got a few more
okay.
minutes here at the
Yeah.
Gemba. It's my favorite segment at the Gemba with Mike. This, of course, the
Hmm.
Gemba, of course, place where the action happens. Mike, you're in Japan. You
Hmm.
take a break to come home, and your first trip back. You want to walk us through? You got a nice little haul here.
Well, we'll see about that. Can you enlarge that image by any
Yeah.
chance? All right, Matt. So I was home for a while. I went to Hawaii, then I was back in my hometown, and I got back to Japan, man. I had a long flight. There was some erupting volcano that created a new island, and so we had to drive,
Is that
fly
true?
around that. It's actually true. Check it out. It's
Holy
crazy.
shit!
New island. Yep. Mother Earth.
You got to
Sorry.
fly around a new island getting made?
Yep.
Oh my
Yep.
god.
Yep. 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 Anyway, so got in late. Got in at like the worst time possible to Tokyo. I finally got to my hotel at like 12:30
Mm,
on like a Monday night, or
mm,
no, on a Sunday night in a part of Tokyo that doesn't have like a bunch of like easy to like basically like no restaurants were open. So the only thing I had to do was go to the conveni. It's right near my office. Great conveni actually, but that's not a great time to be picking up food at the conveni because like
mm.
normally they're stocking the shelves, around the meals is when they've got all the good stuff in there. So it was kind of a slim pickings, but I did what I could. I got a Pocari Sweat. I got a Kirin Chuhai, the
Mm,
Hyoketsu.
mm-hmm,
I got the Tanre beer.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
I got the roast ham and cheese sandwich. I
mm,
got the mozzarella
mm.
and basil
Oh.
margarita burrito, Matt. And then I got um, the keema curry
Ooh.
Matt. As you can see, I was just picking up what I could get, and there's just way too much stuff in here for one, and like the balance is off, and I don't know. So, what's your call on my back to Japan haul?
I will say you lost me at the burrito, Mike.
No, yeah, I know. I knew you were gonna be.
I don't know. I mean, the Conbini has never produced a good burrito.
Mhm.
Um, the keema curry, I'm fine. I'm down with that.
It
Keema
was
curry,
okay.
that was pretty okay.
Yeah.
And then the sandwich. I don't think I've ever ordered a. Do you heat that up?
Yeah, it was 10 seconds in the microwave suggested. So it's just a quick
Quick
little zip,
blast.
quick
Yeah, get
blast.
that cheese a little soggy.
Yeah.
Oh, it's got mustard and mayonnaise on it. Yeah, I gotta say, I had keema curry. You know, you who am I to, evaluate Conveni Masters Hall here, but were it me, I think drinks are nice. Although I'd be blacked out drunk after 2 of those tall boys there these days. But I'd probably got an onigiri and a and a dessert of some kind.
Exactly, you're right. It was just like way too much gatsuri stuff going on.
There's a lot of gatsuri there.
I think probably even just the curry with, like you said, with like a dessert, maybe like one other small thing. And then you're right. I didn't need 2 big boys there. I was just frantic. I was in there, just late picking things out.
Brains half on.
Half on. I don't know what's, I'm thinking, am I going to need this? Am I not going to need it?
And you're back at that hotel, you're eating the whole damn thing.
Oh, yeah, it did.
That's how it goes.
Yep. Passed out, yep.
Okay, well, that's the episode, everybody. And we're back. Fun to be back. Great to talk Conveni with you, Mike. And if you want more Conveni, check out conveniboys.substack.com. Follow us on Twitter, and you can check out all the fun stuff we're talking about here on YouTube. So that's it, Mike. And hey, I'll see you at the Conveni.
See you at the Conveni, Matt. Conveni boys, to the Conveni boys, to the Conveni, to the Conveni, to the Conveni, to the Conveni.